Hello everyone, myself is Sagar. Welcome back to another video. We are solving SQL 15, the lead code. So far we have solved around 12 questions. Today we'll be seeing into the next set of the question, that is manager with at least 5. Okay, let's see the question. So what it says, it has a table called employee and it has ID, name, department and manager ID. So ID is a primary key that does not have any duplicate for this table. Each rows of this table indicate the name of an employee, their department and the ID of their manager. So we have ID and name of that employee and department and who is the manager for that particular employee. If the manager ID is null, then the employee does not have any manager. So it says that he's a boss. The one who is boss will not be having any manager, right? So manager ID null, then he doesn't have any manager. No employee will be manager to themselves. Okay, it says that a manager cannot be manager of himself. Okay, that's what he says. Okay, now what we have to write the solution to find a manager who have at least 5 direct reportees. Okay, so we need to find a manager who employees are reporting, whose number is at least 5. So now what do you mean by at least? You need to understand. We'll see that now. Then what next? It says return the result table in any order. So order does not matter in this question. So let's see the data. Let's take this data into Excel sheet and see how we can solve this. So what it says, okay, let me zoom it. Okay, it has ID, which all the IDs are there, name of the particular employee, department and manager ID. So now John does not have any manager ID, that is null. So that means he is a boss of the company or he does not have any manager. Now if you see here, manager ID is everything here, 101, 101, 101. So which is this? What is this? This 101 is nothing but employee ID of the person who these other employees are reporting. So that means what? Clearly we can see here that John is manager of this all 5 people. Okay, now how to find out this? Now we have only one table. So if we had another department table, what we used to do? We used to join that and bring the department wise manager is asked. Would have done that. Now it's single table. So it's a straightforward self join we have to do. So what to do for self or inner join? Okay, so what I have to do? We'll take a same table. Okay, and let's consider this as E2. Aliasing employee table E1, employee table E2. Now, what are the common IDs we can find here? We can see that ID, this can be matched with this ID, but does it give an answer? No. If you do matching records, it will come as the same, right? Now we need a manager, right? So who is a manager we have to find? That's the reason why we have to go with a manager ID of second table. So matching records will be what? Columns will be matching from ID of E1 table with managerial ID of E2 table. So once we do that inner join, what will happen? Now let's see. Now 101 matches with all these 4, right? What we'll do, let's take ID and name from first table. See, matching with second table. It will be John who will be matching with, let me do this. John, let me delete this. Okay, now John 1 matches with this for this ID, 1 record. Now again, this John matches with this ID, another record. And again, John will match with third Amy. We get 1 more record. And John will match with Annie's. We'll get 1 more record. And again, John will match with Ron. So we got only what? We got managers. Now we call it as a manager. Okay. But in question, what they asked, only we need manager. That too, you should not be repeating, right? Only one valid manager who is having at least 5 employees. So we don't require these IDs. We'll consider only manager. Now what we can do? Here we can do group by of this name. So or ID, anything can be possible, right? Group by of ID can be also possible. So if we do group by of this ID, so we get 101 of John, and one more condition was what? At least greater than 5. At least is nothing but equal to or greater than 5. That's what. Since now we finding the count. Okay, let me remove this. Okay, since we are finding the count after grouping by. So now what will happen? We will be using not where clause, we'll be using having clause. Since we are first grouping and checking where that group is having greater than 5 or equal to 5 number of records. I hope you understood this solution. Let's write a code and see how the solution works. So what we'll say? First we'll say select. First from what? From this we'll say what I said, select. From this first table we are selecting name. So E1 of name, E1 dot, sorry, not E2, E1 dot name from where? From table employee. Employee is a table, right? Employee is a table. We'll take this employee E1. What we are doing? Inner join it again employee table and alias it as E2. Now we did this. On what columns we are doing join? On E1 dot what? Employee ID or first ID. That is what I said. First we'll take ID from this first table. So that's why we'll take E1 dot ID equal to E2 dot what? Managerial ID. That's what we did right in while explaining. So from manager E2 we're taking managerial ID. Now I said this. What we have to do next? We have to group by, right? We need to find the count which is at least greater than 5. Now we directly can't say where count of manager ID is greater than 5 because we know all the aggregations will come in the having clause mainly, right? What we'll say? We'll say group by managerial ID, E2 dot managerial ID. Then what? Having count of E2 dot managerial ID greater than 1. Since manager ID should be greater than 5, right? Greater or equal to 5. That's what is been asked, right? At least is there. Okay. Now let me run this. Yeah, you see all the use case has been accepted. We get this exact required records what we needed. I hope you understood this question. It was pretty easy question, just a little bit tricky since we have to use the same table and join it to get, and also we are making use of having clause. That's why it was a little bit tricky question. Okay, thank you for watching this video till the end. We'll continue this series. We'll see in the next question in the next video. Thank you.